Alright, what's up guys? So, Hot T has uploaded a video titled this is a new word for me. All the discrepancies. I don't freaking know, bruh. Look, I'm gonna just tell y'all right now. There's gonna be times where I see certain words in titles or descriptions, wherever. I'm gonna see them. I ain't gonna be able to pronounce it. Alright, so. But anyways, all the discrepancies in Gabbie Hanna's Buzzfeed article. Is Gabbie a narcissist? Probably, maybe. You know, it just seems like with all this stuff. I'm just, I'm trying to hurry up and get through all these videos because I really want to see this video. Because I didn't see, like, all the videos from the, like, thread that was on Twitter. So I was like, I know Ray is going to, so I don't want to, like, I know Ray is going to talk on it. So I'm like, hey, you know what? Let me, see some things. But it's like, if Ray doesn't cover it all, then I will go and look at the tweets. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into this video. Guys, make sure if you haven't, go subscribe to Ray's main channel, Hot T, her second personal channel, Ray Rahimi, and her business channel, Build Your Pocket. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into this video. I was like, what is going on, bruh?
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to cover all of the aftermath of the article covering Gabbie Hanna's recent drama on Buzzfeed, including Trisha Paytas' response. But before we get into it, make sure you guys subscribe to this channel, turn your post notifications on, and give this video a thumbs up. Alright, let's get into it. If you watched my last video, we went over the details of Gabbie Hanna's latest Buzzfeed article titled, "Why is everyone so mad at Gabbie Hanna?" Since then, a bunch of people, including Trisha Paytas, former fans, and journalists have responded to the article on Twitter. First, let's talk about some of the contradictions in the article. If you remember, in the article, Gabbie Hanna said this about Trisha Paytas. She said, "Imagine you had a friend 6 years ago who, to this day, is contacting your employers, contacting everyone you know, and trying to ruin your reputation. I lost sponsors, I lost the record deal, I lost my friends." However, in a 2019 tweet, Gabbie Hanna tweeted at Dustin Daily saying that she and Trisha Paytas were not friends at the time, where she told Jason Nash, Trisha's then boyfriend, that Trisha had herpes. She said, "The thing here is that it wasn't her at risk, and she wasn't my friend at the time, and I wasn't about to approach her with it and start drama. I wanted to tell him to have the convo if he felt necessary, but at least be aware and make his own decision." Dustin said, "I understand what you're saying, but going straight to the source isn't starting drama. The other thing is, who is going around saying this that told you?" Gabbie completely dodges that question and says, "But it wasn't my business to know if Trisha had herpes. I have no reason for her to tell me. It was my business to warn a friend that he might be at risk. Asking her would just be gossip. Telling him to be safe and find out is caring for his health." She later went on to say, "Trisha isn't my friend. To text her out of nowhere and say, 'Is it true you have herpes?' is very strange, and I didn't care if she said. He told me in person, and I responded in person to talk about it with her." Trisha herself actually pointed this out on Twitter, saying, "The fact that BuzzFeed didn't fact check. Once again, me and Gabbie were never friends. Gabbie has said this herself. And what sponsors did she lose? Gabbie is beyond delusional. I never called any companies. I made a video years ago so she would leave me alone." She went on to say, "The scariest part is that the same author of this article came to interview me for an article. I asked her not to connect me to Gabbie in any way. Gabbie is a very dangerous person online. She harasses people to no end. She declined to name the record deal she lost because there wasn't one. Even seeing my name in there triggers me to no end. I can't believe they couldn't fact check the most basic things. Gabbie blames me for people not liking her because she wants to be connected to me in some way so bad. She's a sick, sick individual. I love talking about internet drama, but I refuse to ever talk about her on any other platform because her obsession with me is so scary and out of control. You're not Freddie Mercury, darling. What an insult to an actual legend. To compare herself shows her delusion. I'm triggered as fuck right now."
Did she really? Did she really compare? Oh, nah. No. She's more of a, dang, who's an artist out there? I don't want to say Kesha. Dang, who's an artist out there? Who's that one girl that just recently started blowing up? She doesn't have a tooth, and then she was just like, blue is a color and pink is another. That's You're more in that ballpark, but anyways.
I've asked her to leave me alone. I asked the Buzzfeed author not to mention her or me in these same articles. It just puts gas on the flame that is Gabbie's obsession with me. The author of the article actually replied to Trisha's last tweet saying, "Hi Trish, you asked that I not use any quotes from our conversation, which I didn't. It's unfortunately tough not to mention you in a piece like this, but I'm sorry it made you feel so triggered." That's the most half-assed apology ever, but love that. Def Noodles also tweeted this saying, "Gabbie Hanna unfollows fan who corrected Gabbie for using the wrong pronouns when talked about Trisha Paytas. Trisha recently announced that they're using they, them pronouns," which, by the way, Trisha said that they use both they, them, and she, her, just for everyone here, like, correcting everybody. They're completely fine with either or. I think once in a video they said that they prefer they, them, but don't be, like, getting mad at people for using the wrong pronoun.
Because I've said it numerous times. It's gonna slip my mind. I'm going to forget. I try to remember. If she's cool, then I'm like, if they're cool with it, then all right. But like, there's just then, like, you know, when a person's talking too fast, they ain't gonna really be paying attention to what they're saying, and then they're gonna talk so fast, and they're gonna mess around and say she instead of they, them. And yeah, you know, so I try, like, if a person, you know, there's times people have corrected me on that. I think I've mentioned that before, and I do my best to remember, but there's gonna be at times like, hey, look, like, I forget. I'm sorry. I am a forgetful person. I try not to be. I try to remember things, but I'm like, look, if somebody would have asked me, what did you have last week for dinner, like on Wednesday? I don't know. I'm like, what have I been having every other week? Popcorn chicken. They were like, you had pizza. I'm like, okay, well, I had pizza. I don't remember. So, but anyways.
Because they've clearly said that they use both. But basically, the user tweeted, "My last DM to her certainly doesn't mean an automatic unfollow after 6 years. I really hope this is something glitch." She said, "Hey, I don't know if you've seen this, but Trisha uses they, them pronouns now. I love you and I hope you know that. Just not sure how long I can support you." And then she tweeted, "Cool, Gabbie unfollowed me." Also, guys, this huge Twitter thread debunking a bunch of Gabbie Hanna's lies have resurfaced from like a year ago, so I'll link it down below for you guys if you're interested. One journalist also analyzed the little intro at the beginning of the article where the author talked about how when she first walked into Gabbie's home and met her for the very first time, Gabbie asked everyone in the room to talk about their most embarrassing moment, saying, "Okay, this is a question for the room. What's your most embarrassing moment?" And even though she hadn't met any of us before, including her new publicist, who at no point during the day would allow me to speak to Hanna alone, we answered. One told her about a recent blackout, another about an awkward interaction with a crush, "And you?" Hanna asked me. In regards to this moment, the journalist tweeted, "I don't know who Gabbie Hanna is, but this little move here to get compromising information is one of the things malignant narcissists do. The thing a lot of women really need to watch out for is this technique of forced intimacy in women's spaces, where essentially the goal is to have enough compromising information to hold others at emotional gunpoint. It's manipulative and you should stay distant from it. This is unpopular in the US, but accepted in Europe. You should share your most personal information with people you trust. Take note if people dig for your vulnerabilities while ignoring your strengths. They're looking for emotional leverage. Raise the bar for your time." It's especially toxic that this Gabbie Hanna person would do this to two people working with and for her. It's a specific attempt to assert control over them by emphasizing their weakest or more vulnerable moments.
Oh yeah, because you know she's going to use it.
Replace their judgments with her own and control them. It's also worth pointing out why it's better to avoid narcissists. They're not evil all the time. In fact, they are often charming, charismatic, even witty. They can fake interest, but they are fundamentally incapable of love or empathy. They see people as tools to be used. So note that the narcissist's goal is to basically empty out other people and fill these people with the narcissist's own thoughts to use them. That means breaking people down and hurting them if necessary to make them more malleable. Not a fun scene. Pay attention. It is true that narcissists may say they love someone, but what that means in action, always look at their actions, not words, is that the person is useful to them, mostly in raising their self-esteem. They want to seem perfect and will put others down to do it. Also, not everyone with one narcissistic trait is a narcissist. Everyone has one or two. The thing to look for is a multiplicity of those traits, and especially to look for a big gap between their words and actions. Lies, promises they don't back up, false claims of love, etc. See who is trying to leverage information in DMs. Oh my god, this is what Gabbie does all the time, by the way. If you can add money and call it black blackmail, then it's definitely emotional blackmail. It's a desire to control others. They can be determined, but give them no facts. One user replied saying, in regard to what you're saying about malignant narcissists, I had a couple questions. If Gabbie Hanna, for example, were a malignant narcissist, is it possible she's not aware of it, or does a malignant narcissist know 100% what they're doing when they're doing it? The journalist replies saying, they know they're manipulating people, yes, but to them it feels like breathing air. They care only about any means necessary to get people on their side. They lack empathy, so they genuinely do not care if any other person is hurt. They blame the other person for being hurt. So I don't know if she is, and it can be hard to tell if someone is on the high end of the spectrum narcissistic traits. Narcissists aren't monsters, they are just in a constant state of heightened self-defense, so they have no bandwidth for empathy or love for others. Rachel Oates also spoke on the Buzzfeed article. Rachel Oates is the girl who made YouTube videos reviewing and criticizing Gabbie's poetry a while back. She and Gabbie had a lot of beef for a moment, and if you recall from my last video, Rachel also did provide a statement on the matter, saying, I've never harassed her, I've never called her names, I've never mocked the subject matter of her books, I've only critiqued the writing style and apparent laziness of her work. I hope Gabbie has her family and friends around her to support her, but I just want her to leave me alone. Why do I keep hearing that from people about Gabbie? Rachel posted her response to Gabbie's interview on her Instagram story saying, wow, Gabbie's really out here exposing herself in this BuzzFeed interview. Basically said, yeah, I'll just call a victim of domestic violence and abuse by an actual narcissistic abuser a narcissistic abuser herself, because I will capitalize on the opportunity to promote something sickening and disgusting. She really couldn't care less about dragging up my still fresh trauma, trying to ruin my career, and just being a mean person, all to promote a song. I didn't think I could lose any more respect for her, but here we are. I said before, I just wanted her to leave me alone because I thought she was ill, but she really wasn't, was she? She's just a bad person who owes me an apology. I'm genuinely upset. She thought I was a good enough critic to ask me to review her second book though, and Dog Lessons was out months before she asked me that, and if my criticism of her work wasn't constructive, I have no idea what the hell was. And there she goes calling me a bitch again before going on to lie and claimed I called her a bitch, something which has been proven over and over didn't happen. Her fan took a clip out of context and edited to make it seem like the comment I was making about myself was directed at Gabbie, and now she's spreading that misinformation to even more people. She's a dangerous, mean person, and this is not okay. Thank you to BuzzFeed for including this though. It's just a shame that they gave her this platform to spread more lies and name calling, which I don't think she deserves. In response to the part of the article where Gabbie was like, I might as well do whatever the fuck I want, because guess what? The views are up, you're going to listen to the fucking album because it's about the shit that you guys want to hear about. You're going to watch my series,
even I
you're going
thought
to read
that
my
was
book,
crazy.
you're going to go to fucking obsess over every movie that I do. You're going to pay for my Patreon to see my private content. In response to that, Rachel says, meaning I don't care about anyone else's feelings as long as I feel relevant. Disgusting behavior and a disgusting attitude. Can we just stop giving her attention now? Don't watch her videos, don't read her lazy books, don't give her money, don't encourage this kind of selfishness in her or anyone. Oops. This is unrelated, but the article also mentioned a prank home invasion video posted on David Dobrik's channel that Gabbie said that they had to refilm the ending to because her original reaction was so severe that it couldn't be used comedically. Gabbie said, as I think you know with the vlogging community, the longer you do it, the more extreme shit has to get in order to get the views. I was like, I don't like this, I'm uncomfortable. She also declined to say who the video is about, but the David Dobrik video is still up, and someone found it and posted the exact clip on Twitter, so here it is.
Earlier this morning, I posted a vlog where I scared a bunch of my friends into thinking there was an intruder in the house. Gabbie hardly ever watches my vlogs, so there's a 75% chance that she has no idea about the prank whatsoever. That's why we invited her over tonight, and we're gonna do the prank on her and see how she reacts.
Yeah, this is
Wait, that ass wasn't a bit?
Dude, I literally filmed it. I got it on camera.
Right now, he's in the house again, I think. I'm sorry.
What's he saying? What's he saying?
Wait, I can't hear him. I'm sorry, what did you say?
Gabbie, stay on that phone.
Guys, lock the door. He's in the house. Is there an officer on the way close?
so this is fake.
He's on. He's in.
Are you calling the fucking police or what?
Shut the door, Josh! No!
Dang.
It's a prank. It's a prank.
It kind of looked like she was smiling. It's like he hadn't even.
It's a prank. It's a prank.
I don't know.
It's a prank. I'm so sorry. It's okay. He got all of us. Wait, Gabbie, you good?
It wasn't funny.
I just feel so bad.
I'm just happy to be in the vlog again. Hey, is that why everybody was asking where I was?
Yeah.
I thought they cared about me. I felt like so loved and important because like I heard like you, Matt, you like I heard so many people going, "Where's Gabbie? Where's Gabbie?" She's just like, "Oh my god!" It made me feel like I had the strength to come out. I heard Matt go, "Where's Gabbie?" And I'm like, "I'm right here."
Moving on from Gabbie, apparently
That's
Shane
crazy.
Dawson is preparing for a comeback. Someone posted on Twitter saying Shane Dawson has been interviewing people about #Free Britney. It is rumored that a Free Britney documentary will be his comeback to YouTube. People did kind of have mixed responses, mostly on the negative side. One user said, using Britney's situation as his comeback, like that's gonna make us want to watch him again. I think not. Another user said, ugh, how many documentaries do we need? Framing Britney did a great job bringing awareness to her issue, but all these new docs are just exploiting her story now. I don't want a new doc unless there's any major changes in her case. So tired of focusing on the negative of her life. However, one person said, friendly reminder to the people who don't like him that you simply don't have to watch it. He's an American citizen and he's allowed to have a job just like everyone else. If you don't want to support his job, don't watch it.
What does him being an American guy do with it?
Spoke about
it's like that man could have been Canadian and people still would have found, like, you know, felt the same way. Like, they don't want to see his video. Like, it's funny when people, when they say things like that, like, I'm an American citizen. I'm like, okay, and I don't care. Like, I still don't like you. Like, it's like, oh, okay, with that, now that you're American, now I gotta like you now. Like, nobody cares about that.
Paytas in his newest video. He says he loves the Frenemies podcast, and he also talks about Trisha Paytas, saying that he hasn't forgotten about the times that Trisha has talked negatively about him.
Oh
but
yeah,
he also thinks that
Ray did post a video. So I don't even know when I'll post this video, but just to let people know, Ray did post a video talking on like Trisha Paytas leaving the Frenemies podcast. So can't wait for that video too.
There's love, and that includes Trisha.
I can't wait to watch it.
I'm a huge Hila Klein fan. She is the wife of Ethan Klein. He has a podcast with Trisha Paytas called Frenemies, and honestly, that podcast, you guys, is very good.
Daddy?
I think it's good. I think it's a very good podcast. I think it's very well done. I think it's very entertaining. And the reason why I enjoy it specifically is I feel like they have a young audience, right? I feel like they have a very young audience, and I feel like they talk about issues that are actually really important and to be informed about, you know? And I really, really like that, and I really enjoy
that H3H3 merch.
Matter and, you know, Asian hate and, you know, non-binary LGBT. Like, they just bring up so many different topics that I'm so glad to see talked about, to be honest. And listen, I'm not saying I agree with everything Ethan and Trisha say or talk about or their past or anything like that, but I do appreciate the good that comes out of that podcast. You know, I do appreciate that. I really, really do. Actually, you know, me and Trisha don't have a relationship. We're not friends in any way, shape, or form. We've actually had a couple really awkward encounters together. So I can't say that we have like a good friendship or anything like that. But what I will say is that I feel like I recognize that she's trying. You know, I feel like I can see her trying, and I think that that's what really matters. I think that she's doing the best that she can to continue to grow and learn. And I think that in the past few years, especially having Ethan in her life, just from the outside looking in, I don't really know a ton about her and about her life. But from someone who's a fan of like watching Frenemies, it just seems like she's surrounded by a lot of love now, more so than she was before. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that Ethan's a good influence on her and that she tries. She constantly tries. And listen, I have not forgotten that she's like talked negatively about me, talked negatively about friends of mine and things like that. But I think everyone deserves love. That includes Trisha. I think same with everyone. Like, I think that everyone deserves love in their life.
Trisha actually responded to this in a tweet saying, I feel like I was such a sad, hurt individual for so long and wanted to pick fights with everyone because I was insecure about not being part of groups. It's nice to be given another chance to speak. I wish I could apologize to a lot of people face to face. Maybe one day I can. I just don't understand why she didn't apologize right there, because she obviously had the opportunity to. Such a fucking Trisha apology, like just totally tiptoeing around the actual thing that they need to say. And to end off the video, here's a clip of Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather almost kissing.
That was a little weird.
This is uncomfortable.
Yeah. That fight was, man. It was one of those fights where I'm like, hey, yo, it could have been free, bro. It could have been free.
Alright, you guys, that was it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching.
And that
if
too.
you liked it, please make sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. I post new videos every single week. Bye.
Yeah, that fight could have been free, bro. To anybody that didn't watch that fight, you didn't miss out on anything. Just, you know, go up to somebody and hug them. That was, just imagine, but it's like that, but for like 3 minutes and 8 rounds. All right. So anyways, but no, good video, Ray, as always. Guys, if you haven't, make sure you go subscribe to her for more videos like this. Subscribe. Oh yeah, make sure you subscribe to her personal channel, Ray Rahimi, and her business channel, Build Your Pocket. Now like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.